Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your host, Super Ninja Austin, again with another video. This is the 60th episode of the SNA podcast, and this is the Friday night SmackDown review, part 8. Let's begin. Okay, let's go right here, and then we're gonna start off with LA Knight. Like, we're coming into the ring, about to cut a promo, saying his usual catchphrase before he cuts a promo, saying, "Let me talk to you," and that's when the fans start chanting, "Yeah!" And then let's see right here, and before he could make cut a promo and make a statement on what happened last week when he came for the save in the aid of John Cena to become his new tag partner, long after Solo and Jimmy got injured, got rid of and injured AJ Styles. Okay, let's talk about that. Like, before he had a chance to cut a promo, this is where Paul Heyman interrupted and saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman." And then let's see right here. Let's see. What the exact words he said? Okay, I got right here, and then Paul Heyman came out. He was like, "All right, this is the kind of week need," and he's like, "This is like, yeah, kind of like I do every week." He's like, "My name is Paul Heyman," and then let's see right here, and then I've been here for decades. He's like, "I've been here for decades after decades after decades, spotting the next big thing in this industry." And then he's like, "I see you coming from a mile away." And he's like, "I know who the megastar is going to be." And ladies and gentlemen, that man is right in the ring. That man is right there in the ring, LA. And then fans start chanting, "Yeah." And then this is where he also said, "And now you got all the momentum in the world. You, sir, have earned my respect and my admiration." And then before he can continue, this is when fans start chanting, "LA Knight, LA Knight." I was like, I don't know what's the case about this fans chanting LA Knight. Are they trying to get into the skin of the wise man, or they're just the fact that they just or just a genuine chant to him because for the fact that they want to see him get pushed and he's becoming a fan favorite. And then also, this is where Paul Heyman snuck a chuckle, like him or smirking a chuckle, right? Kind of breaking character there, trying to hide it away, but I think the damages have been done in his part. But anyways, this is where Paul Heyman also stated, "But all the affirmation that I earned for me, that's just your credit of your talent as an in-ring competitor. But my time, that's my compliments too." And he's also, unfortunately, LA Knight, that's also my condolences. I was like, "What? Your condolences?" Like, no one in his family didn't even die, or even him dying. So why are you saying that's your condolences? Like, if he about to perish and be a dead man, and no, I don't mean the Undertaker. But anyways, this is But this is where Paul Heyman also said, like, you also earn my attention. The Bloodlines is going to have to do something about it. And then this is where Jimmy Uso pointed at it. And this is where LA Knight responded like, you came out here to tell me everything about me, and I appreciate that a lot. And this is a very wise move, wise man, to put some respect on my name. And the fans are saying like, yeah, like slowly but highly said it. This is where LA Knight's like, now I'm not gonna buy your BS what you're selling to me. And then fans are like, oh, and LA Knight's like, and before he could say anything else, this is where Jimmy Uso's like, shut your mouth. And then he said, and the fans started booing very loud, like it was like 2% away from tying with Dominic Mysterio. How much of fans? I don't know how I know that, but I do know that it was getting close to there. Like if Dominic Mysterio was in the ring, but that won't be the case yet until later on the show. But watch until the very end until we why I mentioned him on this video. But anyways, this is where Jimmy Uso's like, listen, we need to probably be introduced by Uso. I'm main event. I'm main event Jim Uso with the Enforcers and Solo and the OG Paul Heyman. And we out here to tell you right here in your ugly face. And then you ain't making it fast lane. And I guess they were trying to plan on doing that because they all start surrounding the ring, like stepping right on the hardest part of the ring apron, trying to outnumber the megastar. And I guess one of the reasons reason why he does not like LA Knight is because he probably sees the similarity like me and my mom and Kevin Nash does. But of his cousin, of course. This is before they had a chance to come in. This is where John Cena even the odds and help out run off the minions of the bloodline. This is where Solo Sikoa, but Solo Sikoa probably like the only. Solo Sikoa starts staring like because he's not a huge fan. Is a huge John Cena fan at least at this time, at least in kayfabe, of course. This is where Jimmy Uso's like, what the hell is this fool going out here? He was like, just because he this wannabe megastar saved his career doesn't mean he has to save his. Like I thought these guys weren't associates or let alone friends. They're technically going to be tag team partners tomorrow. So what do you expect, Jim? But anyways, this is where LA Knight was on the promo. He was like, what is this all about? Like, let's see right here. You didn't thought John Cena's gonna come out here, did you? He's like, I'll tell you what right now. Like, here's we gonna do this. Everybody gonna talk about John Cena and LA Knight talking about the bloodline at Fastlane, but tomorrow night. But I'm thinking about tonight. And then that's when he challenged Jimmy Uso in the match at the main event of tonight's SmackDown, which is the Go Home show, right before Fastlane, which is less than 24 hours from now. Make sure y'all check that out for those who's watching, and make sure afterwards check out my upcoming video and episode of the SNA podcast, which is going to be the 60-second episode. But anyway, and this is where he said his catchphrase, L.A. Knight, yeah. And then, as usual, the crowd soon after say it with him. This is where we finally have the Judgment Day make it into the building with all their gold, with the Undisputed Tag Team Championship, the Women's World Championship, the Money in the Bank briefcase, the Women's World Championship, and the NXT North American Championship, along with JD McDonough. And then that's when everybody was happy to see McDonough, except for Damian Priest, because he asked, well, what the hell's he doing there? And then that's when Rhea Ripley said, because I told him to be here. and he's gonna be coming in handy when we when we find we're gonna come in handy later on tonight, I should say, basically to describe. And what do you think? And what y'all thought about Rhea Ripley saying that, like in the when they were heading into the building? Y'all let me know in the comments down below. Let's move on to the next match, which is, I'll say, the one wasn't a match before this, but I'll say let's move on to this match, which is Asuka and Charlotte Flair taking on Io Sky and Bayley. Which we're going to get to the point to the middle of the match. We're going to analyze it, and then, which it was exactly was this, where Bayley was in the ring with Asuka, and then they were doing some usual heel shenanigans, like with them holding her around to the ropes, and then Io Sky sneaking knee strike when the referee wasn't looking, when she was trying to pull off pull back Tropicana Bayley, I believe. Or no, Io Sky was the legal woman. It was just Dakota Kai holding on while she did the knee strike when he was holding on to Charlotte Flair from getting in the ring because she wasn't the legal woman. This is where Tropicana Bayley tried to hold on to Asuka, but Asuka was not gonna let it you're not gonna let her have it because she started hitting her with a couple of punch strikes. This is where Tropicana Bayley, I should say. I'm getting way too used to calling her that name, but she hit her with a headlock slam. This is where she got pinned. She got 2.2 second count. And I was like, man, well, is it just me or Dakota Kai's holding that WWE Women's Championship like if it's hers? Like, this could be planting some future seeds. As soon as like Dakota Kai comes back, we could build up into a big triple threat WrestleMania match like everybody else was talking about on those wrestling news videos and articles. But we'll be talking more probably about that in the upcoming news video this Sunday. But anyway, this is where Bayley started hitting her with a knee to the back. This is where she tags in Io Sky. She was like, see, I told you it's not going to be hard. This is what she was telling Io Sky. She was like, yeah, whatever. She started kicking her right into the face. Like, as long as I'm fighting these two, like, I don't care. Like, and then being a great champion on top of that, like, she'll do anything for the accolade. But if y'all haven't already noticed, like, yeah, Bayley's doing basically similar things like she used to do when she was teaming with Sasha Banks when they were the Golden Role Models back 3 years ago when they were on SmackDown. But this is like very similar to the Io Sky's case with Bayley. Like, she put her in the matches that she didn't even ask for. She asked for it, and then it's gonna lead her into being damn near losing the Women's Championship, and it's gonna make her think about this to the point that she's not gonna have no associations with the former SmackDown Women's Champion. But anyways, this is where she does the arm chicken lock right onto Bayley. This is where she started doing a body scissors lock right around Asuka's waist. This is where Asuka should go in for another roll up, but she only got a 2 count. But she was hitting her with her own version of the Asuka lock, which was a double arm sleeper, though. This is where she started. Her and Bayley started taunting the Empress of Tomorrow. This is where she started stomping onto the Empress when Bayley got tagged in there, I believe. This is where Asuka started hitting lefts and rights right onto her, but Bayley spine busted her right into her side of the corner team of the turnbuckle. This is where she tags in Io Sky. This is where Io Sky went for a pin to Asuka, but Shawn came for the save. This referee's like, hey, why are you giving babyface tag teams a hard time on this at the situation? And Shawn was like, fine, like, I'm out of the way, like, you don't have to worry about me for long. This is where Io Sky continues to do her shenanigans, but Asuka came back. She hit her with a signature move. She tried to pin her. This is where she kicks out at 2. This is where Io Sky hits her with an uppercut when she got back up. Run up, and then she got hit with a forward roundhouse kick. This is where she started trying to crawl for a tag to Charlotte, like, which she was Where she did so. This is where Io Sky tags in to Bailey. This is where she started hitting her comeback moves, and then Io Sky tried to come in. She kicks her right into the midsection, hit her with an exploder suplex to the women's champion. This is where Charlotte Flair got back up. This is where Charlotte Flair tried to hit her with a twisting arm spin around neck breaker like that. Looked like some kind of a knee down jawbreaker. This is where she tried to go for a cartwheel lariat, like looking like the buckshot lariat, what Hangman Adam Page and even Logan Paul does, but in the ring. But this is where Bayley counters into a running forearm that thrown Charlotte off. This is where Bayley tried to clothesline her right to the bottom left corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where she hits her with a backbreaker and slams her face first right into the middle of the turnbuckle. This is where she picks her backs up. This is where she tossed her right into the middle of the canvas. This is where Charlotte Flair tried to go for a cartwheel clothesline like she did the last time. But you know that rule. Like usually when a move works, like the first time, it won't work the second time. But at this case, the move didn't work the first time, but it did the second time. But she did what she also did last week, which I'm not sure if it did. I think it got her to win, like when she did this to Bayley the last time. But y'all let me know in the comments down below. But this is where she tried to pin Bayley for a 1 and a 2. But this is where Bayley kicks out, and then Charlotte Flair's like, okay, even though I didn't expect that to happen, but expected to get the win, but that usually it would knock her out like last week with a move like that without her at least expecting it, especially. This is where she tags in Asuka. This is where she puts her right on the top rope. This is where Charlotte joins her and goes right up on the top rope. And then this is where they do a double. This is when they try to go for a double suplex, but Io Sky came in, interfered, and put both her arms in between both Asuka and Charlotte's legs. So and that's when they did the Tower of Doom right off the top rope, like something that you will see in a multi-man or woman tag team match for the tag team championships kind of style, like especially like on a big event like WrestleMania, for an example. But this is when all the women were down. This is where Charlotte and Bayley eventually got back up. This is where Bayley was laying onto the corner of Tina the Turnbuckle into the bottom left corner. This is where Charlotte Flair was getting ready to hit a maneuver of one of her maneuvers. This is where she goes. This is where Bayley kicks her right into the face. This is where she hits her boot first right into the face. This is where she nearly got the win, but if it hadn't been for Io Sky hitting the double knees Meteora, looking like a move that Bayley's former tag partner that's now wrestling for a promotion that's in Io Sky and Io Sky in Asuka's home country, which we'll probably talk about that more in the wrestling news video. But anyways, this is where Io Sky brought him back, damage control back in the game. This is where they tried to go for a double team move to Charlotte Flair. This is where Charlotte Flair hit double forearms right into both of their faces. This is where Asuka tried to do the Asuka lock right onto Bayley, right through the ropes, with her being on the other side of the ropes and on the apron. This is where Charlotte Flair hits Io Sky right into Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where she tries to boot Bayley when Asuka was holding on to her, but Bayley moved right on time, and she accidentally boots her own tag partner of the night, Asuka. And then this is when Bayley, I believe, did try to go for a roll up, but try to go for the most devastating move in all sports entertainment. I was like, she did the most weak roll up, like otherwise you probably would have got the win by that easily. This is where she hits a knee right into the face that looks similar to somebody, which I'm also keep bringing up about the wrestler that's now wrestling in the home country of Sky and Asuka's. But this is going to be the last time I say this, I promise you. This is where she tried to mock Charlotte Flair and started doing the woo to Charlotte Flair. This is where she tried to go for the figure eight, but this is where she she pushed her right between her backside, and she pushed her right, and she went and accidentally hit her own partner or partner Io Sky in the match. This is where Charlotte hit her with the natural selection for the 1, 2, 3, and then this is where Io Sky was like, "Why would she do that?" She asked Dakota Kai that question, like, "Why?" Would she? Even though Bayley accidentally hit her, actually hit her like when she was trying to steal Charlotte's move in the process to Charlotte, but she kicked her right between her backside and she landed right onto Sky. Well, we're gonna see probably gonna see more seeds playing like that, like in the upcoming match this Saturday, which is tomorrow at Fastlane, and I think this is gonna turn into there's gonna be more teases involved, but it's gonna be like when Bailey's probably gonna try to help Sky only just to backfire, but that probably would ruin her that will probably nearly ruin her or yeah, not ruin, but I'll say nearly cost her women's championship and ruin her match, and that's what I meant to say. But it has been reported by BWE, I believe that she's not going to win. It's going to be a guaranteed she's not going to win. She's going to leave empty-handed, maybe even be pinned by either Asuka or Io Sky. And who do you think you're going to win? Going to win that match? Do you think it's going to be Charlotte, or is it going to be Asuka, or is it going to be or what's his name? Asuka, Io Sky, or or Dakota Kai, or not Dakota, Io Sky or Asuka? Y'all let me know down below. Excuse me for a second. But yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments down below. Hello? Are you here? Hello? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you right now. Okay. Bet that, yeah. We'll expect you to be here. Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, bet that. See you then. All right, bet, yeah. See you, yeah, all right. All right, bye-bye. But anyways, by the way, he said he's a quarter way here, and he's gonna be here probably about 15 minutes. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, but yeah, what y'all think about Charlotte Flair and Io Sky? Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, or Asuka's gonna win the women's championship match, and why? Y'all let me know down below. I think it's gonna be Io Sky to continue the feud, and she's gonna pin Charlotte Flair to keep her out of the title picture for a little while, probably until next year, and she's gonna be probably women's championship by then, and then I think, but yeah, most importantly, I believe that it's gonna be Io Sky and Asuka can continue their feud probably by a month or two, and then Kairi Sane is probably gonna join the feud by fighting over for the women's championship, and it's probably gonna do a first ever Japanese women main event in probably SmackDown or upcoming pay-per-view like Crown Jewel or Survivor Series for the WWE Women's Championship, and then also we're gonna probably see this big triple threat match. Probably at WrestleMania by 3 members of Damage Control facing each other. But yeah, y'all let me know down below what you think about this. Yeah. But anyways, let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next segment now. It's hmm. And this is where Oscar stared in the ring, yeah, because she did that. And it looks like it's not going to look too good for both the Queen and the Empress of Tomorrow. But let's move on to the next segment. This is where we got Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa and James. And he's like, and this is where he started telling Paul Heyman, Jimmy Uso's like, I'm just saying, it was like Roman has to be here sometimes because we're gonna need him very soon. Which that will be the case, which will be 7 days from now. And it's been noted that at the Super Show a week from tomorrow at this live event, I believe it was Super Show in Kansas City, Missouri, that it was Roman Reigns taking on Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Championship. But anyway, this is where the 3 out of the 4 members of the Bloodline came in and went face to face, stare down right to the Judgment Day. This is where the Usos were. I mean, this is where Jimmy Uso was like, it looks like y'all in the wrong locker room. And then this is where the Judgment Day stared at them away, saying, looking like they're not in the wrong, like if they're in their own way. This is where Finn Balor responded to Jimmy Uso's comment, and he said, "This is where exactly we're supposed to be. We're here to discuss business with you guys." This is where they got the conversation. And then this is where they start staring face. This is where Rhea Ripley was like, can y'all step out of the locker room for a second? And me and Paul here has to have a little chat. I was like, what's this supposed to mean? And then we're going to figure that out as soon as after this match. And then let's see. Here's what they showed. They showed when Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits beat down the LWO. This is where we have a match with Bobby Lashley taking on with Rey Mysterio taking on Bobby Lashley, which has been noticed that he hasn't wrestled in over 5 months because his last match was at this from this past May when he took on AJ Styles in the semifinals for the World Heavyweight Championship. But this is where the almighty Bobby Lashley takes on the current United States champion Rey Mysterio. This is where everybody starts chanting Bobby, Bobby. And then there's some that are chanting for Mysterio. But I'll say this was probably the match of the night, perhaps. I'll say, if not LA Knight taking on Jimmy Uso, which I'll say this is the most underrated match right now. Even though it's starting to be the main programming in television on Friday nights, and it's even this match is gonna take even in this LWO versus Street Profits Lashley feud is gonna take place at this Saturday, which is tomorrow, Fastlane pay-per-view. But I'll say this is probably the most entertaining feud at the moment with Bobby Lashley reforming his version of the Hurt Business. This is where he was grappling right through the bottom left corner of Tina the turnbuckle. This is where he goes for this is where he tried to do another grappling move. This is where Rey Mysterio grab him from behind, try to hit him with an amateur style slam right from the back. It's amateur back maneuver. This is where he pushed Bobby Lashley. This is where he runs and he shoulder tackles the masked underdog. And then this is where Bobby Lashley took him to the bottom right corner of Tina the turnbuckle. He starts ramming him right into it. This is where Dawkins like, "You got this, man." Like, yeah, you know you can do it. This is where Bobby Lashley would grab him right on his head. This is where he started putting him right into to the ropes and started hitting him with right hands face first. And this is when he starts squeezing his head and his throat and face right into the ropes, the middle ropes. This is where Bobby Lashley tried to grab on it, but he was too late. He was short armed, and he started stomping and squeezing out Mysterio's neck. And and then Mysterio was trying to grab off, try to pull his neck off him, but it's where he threw Rey Mysterio, and we try to hit him with a clothesline, but I think that botch. Rey Mysterio probably improvised. He hit him with a couple of strikes of forearms. This is where he runs up right to the ropes. He started running, and he ducking Bobby Lashley's more clotheslines, and then he tried to do some kind of a body-to-body attack on him. This is where he did the Xavier Woods duck slide, and then this is where Rey Mysterio, he got hooked by Bobby Lashley right in the midsection. This is where he tried to hit the Dominator right onto Rey, but Rey flipped out of it. As soon as he tried to throw him right in midair, this is where he hits him with a swinging swipe kick right into the face of Bobby. This is where he hits a Lion Soul right into the middle ropes, probably a mini tribute to the former Y2J, now Ocho Chris Jericho. This is where Rey Mysterio was like, what to do now? And this is where Bobby Lashley tried to run right and try to clothesline him. This is where he's like adios, and he pulled the ropes right down, and then Bobby Lashley ran out of there like a matador, aka a bull flying out of the ship. And then this is where Rey Mysterio came in and tried to go for a springboard 619, but Bobby Lashley moved right in the way, taking the page out of Samoa Joe's playbook, no selling it whatsoever. This is where Rey Mysterio was getting extra hyped up about the match and standing up tall. But this is when Bobby Lashley got back in the ring. He managed to intercept and hit a bear hug, but Rey Mysterio managed to get out of it, start hitting right hands and nailing it right into the face of Bobby. This is where Bobby Lashley Irish whipped Mysterio right into Tina the Turnbuckle in the top left corner. This is where he got him back into a bear hug and squeezing it more harder than he did the last time, like more devastating. This looks like if he was giving them a big hug, like if they haven't seen each other in 20 years, like and reuniting his best wrestling friends. But in this storyline, in this feud, it don't seem like that's the case. But anyway, this is where, other than look like this hug seeming to be, this is where Rey Mysterio was like LWO and try to get ready to counter the counter and escape the bear hug of the grasp of Bobby Lashley. This is where he finally hits a right hand to distract the Almighty Man. This is where he was laying right onto the ring apron. This is where Rey Mysterio. This is not Rey Mysterio. Bobby Lashley tried to go for a maneuver right off of the ring apron. This is where Rey Mysterio rammed him right into the midsection with his shoulder. This is where he did twice. This is where he hits a right hand as well. This is where he hits a step up Instagiri right onto the Almighty. This is where Rey Mysterio tried to get back right up on the top rope. This is where Santos Escobar and Cruz del Toro and even Joaquin Wilde was cheering Mysterio on, and Zelina Vega as well. This is where Bobby Lashley hits a single axe handle right to the back of Mysterio. This is where they start stomping right onto Mysterio. This is where I believe her name is Jessica Carr, the female referee of WWE. This is where she was like 1, 2, bye. She started spearing, and then this is where she got the 4. He ran back and speared him right into the midsection. Rey Mysterio was grabbing onto his midsection, like not feeling very. This is where he tried to spear him again. This is where he lands face first right into the middle of the turnbuckle on the top right corner of the area. This is where Rey Mysterio he moved and he hit face first. This is where Rey Mysterio got back up on the top rope and hits a diving senton. This is where he trips him over with his leg and kicked him. This is where Rey Mysterio runs up and hits another one right into his knee. This is where Rey Mysterio runs up and tried to go for a crossbody, but Bobby Lashley caught him into a power slam position. This is where Bobby Lashley tried to do the move, but Mysterio flipped out and DDT's the Almighty. This is where he tried to pin, but he only got a 2 count right after Jessica Carr counted the 2. This is where Rey Mysterio tried to go for a. This is where he went up right on the top rope, started punching him with the 1s and the 2s and the 3s and the 4s and the 5s and the 6s and 7s and 8 and nearly a 9 and 10, but Bobby Lashley flips out of it. for about right into the ring apron. This is where Bobby actually did so. This is where Rey Mysterio tried to go for a springboard spear, but Bobby Lashley caught him in the draping DDT position. And then this is where he pulled him straight back in. This is where he get ready to do a signature move, which is the standing suplex. But Rey Mysterio started double kneeing Bobby Lashley right into his bald head. This is where Bobby Lashley tried to run up right into Rey Mysterio. This is where he trips him over. This is where Rey Mysterio's like, okay, call for the numbers. This is where Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins went up and try to cheer on Bobby Lashley to get back up. Like, come on, get back up before he does this signature on you. And this is where Rey Mysterio tried to go for his signature maneuver, but Bobby Lashley cuts his legs when he tried to do the 619. This is where Bobby Lashley try to hang on, try to grab him to do his finishing move of his own. This is where Rey Mysterio started grabbing onto the ropes right in the side. This is where Bobby Lashley flipped him over right to the corner apron. This is where he tried to hit a strike, but Rey Mysterio dodged it and hit him with a right strike of his own. This is where he tried to go for a springboard crossbody, but Bobby Lashley shoves him right off the top rope and landed right on the concrete floor. Luckily, he didn't land too hard. Or else we probably would see this match. This is where Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins did a surprising, assaulting, or a sneak, or not surprising, I'd say sneaky and assaulting attack right onto the two LWO members, which is Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro, while Bobby Lashley clothesline, I believe, what's his name, Santos Escobar right over Barry the Barricade right on the right side of the arena. This is where Rey Mysterio hits a senton right onto both Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, a diving leg drop senton. This is where he slowly but surely came back in the ring, but it was too late by then because before he had a chance to do anything else, Bobby Lashley went for a spear. He got the 1, 2, 3, and it looks like he's heading into Fastlane with the advantage because thanks to the help of the Street Profits, I'm not sure if he would have gotten the job done like so easily. And then it looks like they may or may not win because he got the upper hand right before at the Go Home show, right before the pay-per-view. And this leads WWE into a corner. Is who's going to win? Is it going to be Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits or the LWO? And it's also been reported that Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde are not clear enough to compete due to the injuries that the Street Profits caused. It's probably all part of the script to the injuries because they just purposely wiped them out and got them injured in kayfabe, of course. And this leads them gotten the numbers advantage, but it looks like they Rey Mysterio has a tag team replacement in mind to be the mystery partner into a full proper 6-man tag team match, which will be which Rey Mysterio stated like he's gonna have a phone call and he knows exactly who he's gonna get a phone call and he knows the exact person who to call at this point, and then that has me thinking like who could it possibly be? And that made me think like it's got to be Dragon Lee. Like for the fact that Dragon Lee was trying to help out the LWO from getting mugged last week, but the security was trying to hold him back from doing it because he was only a fan. But it didn't make any sense because like why would you hold him back, but not break up the fight with the Street Profits and the Bobby Lashley's causing? Like the referees don't make no sense sometimes. Sometimes you just want to slap the shit right out of them, like for being so idiotic. But anyway, who you think is going to win, and who you think that who's going to be the replacement of Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro? Like, is it going to be Dragon Lee or somebody else? I would love to hear that down in the comment section down below. But anyways, let's move on to let's move on to the next segment, which is back to the Rhea Ripley and Paul Heyman discussion thing. And this is where Rhea Ripley's like, you're going to acknowledge me like you do to your boy Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. And just like your other boy, Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso did this past Monday on Raw, I was like, I'm pretty sure that Jey Uso did that in a sarcastically joking way, like of trying to get into your skin, of saying you're holding Dominic's balls, like, and that made me do the joke what Randy Orton would say, like, I Dominic can retrieve the balls out of Rhea Ripley's purse. I was like, and yes, this is a tribute to one of my all-time favorites and my brother's all-time favorites, the Viper. But anyway, this is where Rhea Ripley. This is where Rhea Ripley also stated she was saying make the wise decision. He's like, so make the wise decisions and we can both take down not only LA Knight and John Cena, but also main event Jay and Cody Rhodes. And we could do this all together and we could be more stronger than ever. And then she's like, the Judgment Day and the Bloodline, just think about it, like coming together combined. This is when Paul Heyman's like, to be honest, I like it personally. Like I think it's rather relevant if you put it that way. And he's like I don't think I would be a fool if I didn't thought of that myself. I never thought about this before, but I think it's really good, like really good to a point. Like so we could take down anybody that's on our way that's in both Bloodline and Judgment Day business. And if you don't mind, and you can excuse me for a moment, I'm gonna make a phone call, which is obviously the tribal chief. Now I'm gonna try to get some small device from special someone. Like your tribal chief, of course. This is where Rhea Ripley puts the phone down. She's like, "You don't need that. Like authorize." And she's like, referencing that she's the new tribal chief, and she also teased that she's gonna be the next, possibly the next challenger for Roman Reigns' undisputed WWE Universal Championship. I was like, don't get me wrong, I could see her fighting for the championship, but I can think of two reasons why not now. Because one reason, because they're not trying to have either man or the woman suffer from a loss from this feud. And two, she's on Raw. That would make no sense. Just because the Judgment Day's Finn Balor, Damian Priest are the undisputed tag team champ doesn't mean she has any rights whatsoever to jump over to SmackDown and face for any championships over there. Like especially even the women's championship, like because besides she's already a championship person, unless they're planning on unifying the women's world championship and the women's championship, which I hope that never happens. It's already bad enough that the undisputed WWE Universal Championship were unified. But what do you think about this segment? Backstage said with Paul Heyman and Rhea Ripley. Y'all let me know down in the comments. But this is where but anyway, this is what Paul Heyman, right after she said authorize, like, you don't understand. I need the tribal chief Roman Reigns need to authorize this. And this is where Rhea was like, oh, I don't think you understand. Like what I'm saying, that is authorized courtesy from the Judgment Day. And then this is where Paul Heyman's like, yeah, that's the Judgment Day's side of the party. Like, I'm trying to see if I can get this, but it cannot be authorized from the bloodline. Like, it only can be authorized from the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns. And that's one, or that human being is my tribal chief, my mistake of properly saying that. And this is what Rhea Ripley's like, oh, is that the case? And that's when she said, oh, then acknowledge me then. And this is when Paul Heyman was taking it all back from agreeing to compliment. And this is when she's like, acknowledge me now. And this is what Paul Heyman was like. This is where she gave him the death glare. This is where Paul Heyman was like, the word from the wise. You're in the long walk. There's nothing like that around here. He was like, if this is Monday Night Raw, this would be a different story. Well, he didn't say exactly that, but he was looking at it. And this is where she walks out of there. Paul Heyman stared. She's like, maybe she has some points, but she's not the tribal chief. And then this is where he sneakily told his iPhone, which is Siri inside. He's like, call Roman Reigns. But this is where we move on to the next match, which is Mr. A-Town man himself, Austin Theory, taking on Dragon Lee right here. This is where Austin Theory started hitting left hands right into the former AAA Tag Team Champion. This is where he started striking back to back right onto him, saying, like, this is my ring, and you're just the you're just a sad visitor, a very sad, or basically whatever. That was a horrible line. That you're just the worthless visitor that's visiting and won a match against me because I'm the big star. But anyway, this is where. Oh, also he said he started bragging to Dragon Lee about he's like, oh, you're facing the guy that beat his idol at WrestleMania and been sharing the ring with the great one himself. And then the only time you're gonna be relevant is being in the ring with me. And when I give you that sweet A-Town down before the match, by the way, my apologies. But this is where he tried to run up the. Also, back to the match. This is where he tried to go up for a running attack to Dragon Lee. This is where he catches him into a diving, rolling to a Hurricane Rana position, sunset flip power bomb right onto the A-Town man. This is where Grayson Waller tried to distract. This is where Grayson Waller tried to distract Dragon Lee, and then this is what kind of helped Austin Theory get back up and do a cheap shot right onto him, because he landed right onto the ropes and he landed and collapsed right off the top rope and hitting where the place where it hurts the most, right onto the pole part of Rita the Ring post. This is where Austin Theory hits a signature move, which was this power like a power bomb position, but he slammed him right if he was doing some kind of a pater face buster maneuver, right into the canvas. This is where he thought this was gonna be it. This is where he pins Dragon Lee. This only got him a 1 and a 2, but he kicks out at the right after, making it a 2 even count. This is where Austin was like, no, like usually no one never kicks out of that. Even though I rarely use that move, it usually gets the job done, just like A-Town. This is where he tried to go for. This is where he tries to go for a suplex on the top rope, but Dragon Lee counters it, and he landed his. And then he got attached to the ropes, and he got trapped, like if he was some kind of a spider trap into the web. This is where. But this is where Dragon Lee took an advantage and capitalized, got back on the top rope, hits a double foot stomp right onto Austin Theory, right on the top rope. This is where before Dragon Lee can fully capitalize onto A-Town, this is where he rolls out of the ring. Grayson Waller helps him get out. This is where Dragon Lee hits a diving somersault senton right on to both men. This is where he throws Austin Theory back in the ring. This is where Grayson Waller hit him right into, I believe, was the ring apron, I believe, when the referee wasn't looking. Okay, let's see. Yeah, he did hit him with the ring apron. This is where Austin Theory tried to do like this. And I'm gonna finish you once and for all, like I told you on my pre-match promo. This is where he tried to go for the A-Town down, but this is where what's the name came from out of the blue. Cameron Grimes, like getting his revenge right on to the Aussie icon. What's his name? To the Aussie icon, Grayson Waller. He hits him face first right into the Rita the Ring post. This is where Dragon Lee took an advantage when he tried to go for an A-Town down. This is where Dragon Lee rolled out of it into a sunset flip, most devastating move in all sports entertainment, surprise roll up. This is where he got the 1, 2, 3, and I was like, yes, like Dragon Lee, he's getting his wins. Since he didn't really got a win with Dominic, at least give him the win with this Austin Theory. And this wouldn't kill any momentum from Austin Theory anyway, because he's already being known as the but yeah, they're known as the undefeated as a tag team from their past couple of matches of winning into the process. But But what do you think about this win, like in with Austin Theory? And what do you think about Cameron Grimes being in programming with the Aussie icon, not the iClown, iClown. That, you know what? That don't sound like a bad idea. But anyways, this and Mr. A-Town man himself, like this was a very good match, like very entertaining, like and it looks like something that WWE needs, like matches that is not gonna disappoint, like regardless. And this tonight's SmackDown was like a 9 out of 10 show, just for spoiler alert. But anyway, like y'all gonna you're gonna see my report on it, on how much I enjoyed this tonight's SmackDown. But yeah, y'all let me know down in the comments below between Cameron Grimes and Austin Theory and what's his name? Grayson, not Grayson Wall. What's his name? Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Yeah, that's right. But anyways, and who would be his partner into this feud? Cameron Grimes. Do you think it would be Dragon Lee or somebody else? Probably another call from NXT, possibly a Wes Lee or a, I don't know, like, or Joe Gacy, because he had some like he was into some kind of alliance programming with the former leader of Schisms. So it could be one of these two that could team with him against Grayson Waller or Austin Theory on SmackDown. But we're gonna figure out in the next upcoming weeks and see what's next for Cameron Grimes and the Aussie Icon and A-Town. But anyways, and what do you think? Do you think Dragon Lee's gonna be the mystery partner tomorrow, or do you think somebody else is about that? I already talked. He's gonna be Dragon gonna be the mystery partner, or is he gonna continue making appearances on SmackDown or Raw or anywhere in the main roster? Or do you think that he should or do you think he should stay on NXT and continue his development into the developmental system? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, this is where Rhea Ripley started talking to Jimmy Uso, negotiating the deal with the Judgment Day, like to take care of their John Cena and their LA Knight problem. But I should say that not only we could take down Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes, we could also take down y'all's problem with LA Knight and John Cena. But yeah, and then they were continued to hype up about Cody Rhodes and Asuka and John Cena and Paul Heyman being on NXT this upcoming Tuesday, the same Tuesday where AEW is going to host their one-off Title Tuesday special. But who do you think is going to win the ratings war? Like I said the last time on my last video, on the news video, make sure y'all check that out. Let me know down in the comments below about that. And also, and what do you think about Cody being on there, the face-to-face on the promotion that he helped build? Y'all let me know about that. Who do you think is going to win the Roxanne versus Asuka match? And do you think she can defeat her in her undefeated streak in NXT? Or do you think that Asuka's going to remain undefeated in NXT? And most importantly, and what do you think about what's going on with John Cena being in the corner with Carmelo Hayes while Paul Heyman's in the corner on Braun Breaker's side? But yeah, this is where we also got a vignette of another vignette of Isla Dawn and Albert Fire, which we're possibly going to see them back in action. But I prefer them on Raw because they're more of a tag team rather than mostly singles competitors. So it would be better to move them on Raw because they're not doing much on SmackDown, only on vignettes. But let's hope this leads to something interesting between these two supernatural European women. And what do you think was next for Isla Dawn and Albert Fire, formerly known as Kaylee Ray? Y'all let me know down in the comments below about that as well. Like, it's very interesting to see from them. Yeah, that they're back this 2 weeks in a row. This is probably going to lead until at the end of October or even the beginning of November. My prediction, of course. But who do you think they're going to face in their first match of their return? Y'all let me know down below. Let's move. We're going to move on to the main event of the evening, which is the megastar LA Knight. Yeah, taking on main event Jim Uso. And let's move. Let's go get to the point. This is where Jimmy Uso wasn't doing much damage. It's only just spearing him right to the corner of Tina the turnbuckle and hitting them with Samoan drops and those side swiping kicks until LA Knight came back, hit his move, hit the power slam, and then going for the LA Knight, elbow drop. This is where this match didn't really take long. This was probably like 5 to 7 minute long match. This is where he tried to go for the blood force trauma. Because the first time when he tried to hit the move, this is where he rolls out of the ring like a typical heel coward that he usually is. This is where Solo Sikoa tried to come. This is where Solo Sikoa came in and attacked him from behind, and then they outnumbered the poor megastar. Like, which I don't say poor about my half because I'm not really much of a LA Knight fan, but I am entertained with his catchphrase though on WWE. This is where, but before they could do more damages to LA Knight like they did with John Cena and AJ Styles a couple weeks ago. This is where John Cena took off his hat. This is where he comes in and fights off the enforcer of the bloodline and then threw him right outside the ring as soon as he got in and he took his shirt off. This is where Solo Sikoa's like, come, like let me in there. This is when Paul Heyman's like, no, not now. Save it for less than 24 hours from now. Which is, I'm guessing this is going to be the main event of the night, if not the World Heavyweight Championship match. But and most importantly about that, we're going to probably talk about that as soon as we get done with this review. This is where the Judgment Day comes out. This is where, and JD McDonough, I should say JD McDonald, I'm loving it with Big Mac and Large Fry. But anyways, this is where they came in. They thought they had a 6-2 advantage over John Cena and LA Knight, but what they didn't know that they have some backup, which was Main Event Jay. When he started, Main Event Jay came out with his theme music. He came in like not only that, like we also got one more, like, and he's gonna be y'all's nightmare, and which he was. It was none other than the American Nightmare himself, Cody Rhodes. He came in and even though it was 4-on-6, they could still take him down. This is when they thought at first they thought of backing down. But before they try to outnumber LA Knight and John Cena, this is where Paul Heyman shook hands with Rhea Ripley. I forgot to tell you that. He was like, entourage. I was like, oh boy. Like, and I was like, but no worries. I think they're gonna have some backup of their own, like, which was none other than the American Nightmare and Main Event Jay. But anyways, let's see. Like, they try to go him down. This is where they clothesline all of them out of there. This is where John Cena start beating the absolute daylights out of Solo. This is where Jey Uso had JD McDonough. This is where Cody Rhodes had Dominic Mysterio, and then LA Knight was fighting Damian Priest, I believe. This is where Jimmy Uso like ooh, and this is where he goes for a flying top rope splash right onto everybody in the ringside area, and everybody went crashing flat down, and then this is where Solo Sikoa came back. John Cena was like, whoa, like impressive. Let's do this. Is where Solo Sikoa and John Cena went face to face in the ring. He was like, so we meet again, Solo. This is what John Cena was looking like. This looked like, but Solo Sikoa was getting ready to fight because he has some kind of violent disease on him. One moment. Hello. You're following up here? Great. That's fine. Yeah. Y'all perfectly fine. Yeah. You come right up. Yeah. You bet that. See you when you get here, bro. All right. Uh-huh. Baba. I'm sorry if I don't see you that much, but I'm kind of doing much. Okay. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, Souls. This is when they start throwing fists at each other. Oh, boom! And John Cena started throwing fists right back at the enforcer. This is where they start blowing blows right into each other, like if there was no tomorrow or tomorrow night to do WWE's Fastlane event. But yeah, obviously there is going to be an event for that. But this is where they start throwing fists back and forth, like boom, 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 boom. Let's see. But anyways, this is where okay. Sorry about that. My phone went out. Come on. Okay, sorry I'm taking so long. I'm trying to make sure I get this right. But yeah, this is where John Cena would stare face to face to Solo Sikoa. It was so cold, like and this is where try to go for it right here. This is where he hits him with hands right to Solo. It's like boom, 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 and then this is where he got super kicked. Unfortunately, this is where Solo went face to face with LA Knight. Oh, hello again. Okay, we're right in the hallway. Okay, you want me to meet you out there? Yeah, okay, I'll on my way. You're welcome. Man, you're welcome. Yeah, gladly to. See you in just a sec. Yeah. Uh-huh. Bye-bye. Guess who's here? Mm-hmm. It's Bella Baby. Now, here you go. Yeah. Look at Graham. Graham's easy. Oh, sorry, my bad. Here you go. Yeah. So we'll be back quick. Here we go. We're going to be back by midnight. I'm about to hurry up and go to my friends real quick, and then we're going to come right back. And then we're going to get some moving. My friend let me use her car, so I'm using her car to get around right now. So my car, supposed to get my car tomorrow. Oh, so cute. I'm happy about it. It's basically done. Oh, right back. Just a moment, yeah. Trey, you and Camille have this again. We're gonna go see Uncle June in the crib. But yeah, where was I? Mm-hmm. What did I do with YouTube? Mm-hmm. Yeah, glad we did do that. Yes, sir. He got a pumpkin from the pumpkin patch too, Grandpa. That's cute. Okay, let's wrap this up so I can. I can make some macaroni and cheese for my nephew before I do my Rampage review. Where is that? Where was I? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is where Cody did the suicide dive before all that. This is where Cody Rhodes like, wow, like everybody's flying. Like, yeah, if gravity has defied itself, of course. This is where LA Knight's like, yeah, you're in the ring with me. Yeah, well, LA Knight, yeah. And this is where Solo Sikoa tried to go for the Samoan spike. He ducked and he closed on him right outside. This is where JD McDonough tried to go for a right strike right onto to LA Knight. This is where he hits the blood force trauma right onto to JD McDonough. This is where John Cena hits the 5 moves to do pack suplex, 5 knuckle shuffled him, hits him with the attitude adjustment. Jey Uso hits a super kick right onto him. Cody Rhodes hits the crossroads, and then he rolled out of the ring. This is where Cody and them got them out of the ring. This is where they send the Bloodline and the Judgment Day packing because they were not taking any prisoners to the bad guys' side. And that's how SmackDown ended into a satisfyingly great send off until tomorrow night's Fastlane. But what do you think was going to happen next ahead to Fastlane? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But like I said, I'm going to do a 63rd episode or 63rd. Yes. The 62nd episode of the SNA podcast will be Fastlane, while 63rd will be Collision, which will be a double back-to-back for like the 3rd time in doing this podcast. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. From the past 2 months of me doing this, I'm gonna keep on doing this for the next weeks and months and even years to come. And I'm starting to enjoy this, and I'm glad you viewers are a huge fan of the Super Ninja Austin podcast. And then, but yeah, what y'all thought about tonight's SmackDown? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. I would I would give tonight's SmackDown 4 stars out of the 5. Yeah, and y'all let me know what you thought about whatsoever down in the comments below, like I said, and what you think. And there's rumor has it that John Cena is gonna face Roman Reigns probably at Crown Jewel because they're gonna be scheduled in for the show at the event. And I believe what's his name? And I believe LA Knight's gonna have a match with him at Survivor Series. Let's hope this doesn't kill his momentum if that's the case. And they're both men gonna gain something rather than lose anything. And this could lead up into a rematch, into another encounter in the future. Maybe even LA Knight could possibly be a Paul Heyman guy. Hello. But anyways, yeah, this is gonna be the end of this video. And then if you liked it, make sure you give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click the bell notification so you can be notified of my upcoming SNA podcast video. And make sure you check out all my other episodes from the past 10 weeks, I should say, of making SNA podcast on all of professional wrestling. I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This was the latest edition of the SNA podcast. Make sure you stay tuned for more, because we're going to have another episode, which will be episode 61, which will be the AEW Rampage review, which is going to be up next. Until we see you next time, Super Ninja Austin, the Assassin, out.